Have you ever wondered why we feel stressed and how our body manages it? Today, let's dive into the world of hormones, specifically cortisol. Produced by our adrenal glands, cortisol is often dubbed the stress hormone. However, it's more than just a stress manager. Consider it as a conductor in the grand symphony of our body's functions, orchestrating various physiological processes. When you think of cortisol, what comes to mind? Stress, perhaps? Yes, cortisol is indeed a primary player in our body's stress response, but its influence extends far beyond that. Picture cortisol as an orchestra conductor, brandishing a baton to guide our body's myriad of functions. From metabolism to blood pressure, cortisol keeps everything in harmony. Let's delve into the cortisol symphony, starting with the stress response. Imagine you're faced with a perceived threat, perhaps a looming deadline or a fearsome predator. Your cortisol levels surge, acting as the drum roll that triggers the fight or flight response. This complex physiological reaction elevates your energy levels, enhances your alertness, and regulates your blood sugar to equip your body for effective stress management. This survival mechanism is like the crescendo in a symphony, allowing us to navigate challenging situations with increased readiness. But cortisol doesn't just conduct the stress response. It also plays a vital role in metabolic harmony, intricately intertwined with insulin to manage carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. This hormone aids in maintaining stable blood sugar levels and in breaking down fats for energy during periods of fasting or prolonged stress. Yet, like a symphony that's played too loudly for too long, prolonged elevation of cortisol can contribute to metabolic imbalances and complications like insulin resistance and weight gain. Moreover, cortisol also influences our immune system, blood pressure, and circadian rhythm, each a different section of our body's orchestra. It has anti-inflammatory properties, aids in fluid balance, and follows a rhythmic pattern throughout the day, respectively. So you see, cortisol is not just about stress, it's an essential player in our body's intricate symphony. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the many roles of cortisol in our upcoming scenes. Imagine being faced with a threat. How does your body react? It's like a fire alarm going off in a busy office building. Suddenly everything is on high alert. That's cortisol at work, triggering your body's fight or flight response. This alarm bell of a hormone surges in response to stress, priming your body to react. It's a survival mechanism, enhancing your alertness and boosting your energy levels. It's like a shot of adrenaline, giving you the strength and speed to face the threat or make a swift exit. It also regulates your blood sugar, ensuring your body has the fuel it needs to manage the situation. In essence, cortisol is your body's built-in alarm system, always ready to sound the alert and equip you for action in times of stress. It's a crucial part of our biological makeup, enabling us to navigate through life's challenges with increased readiness. Cortisol is like our body's alarm system, keeping us alert and ready in times of stress. Think of your body like a car. What fuels it and keeps it running smoothly? Now imagine cortisol as the fuel system of this intricate machine. Just like a car needs fuel to power its engine, our bodies rely on cortisol to regulate metabolism. It's effectively the maestro conducting the metabolic orchestra. Cortisol plays a pivotal role in maintaining stable blood sugar levels. It does so by influencing glucose production and usage. But that's not all. During periods of fasting or sustained stress, cortisol steps up, aiding in the breakdown of fats for energy. This keeps our engines running even when food intake is low. However, just as a car can't run efficiently on poor quality fuel, our bodies can struggle with prolonged cortisol elevation. This can lead to metabolic imbalances and complications such as insulin resistance and weight gain. Just like a car needs the right fuel to function, our bodies rely on cortisol for metabolic harmony. What if I told you cortisol is a key player in our immune system? Yes, it's true. Just like a conductor guiding an orchestra, cortisol orchestrates the immune system's performance. This hormone has anti-inflammatory properties, aiding the body's response to infections and reducing tissue damage. It steps in, tames the inflammation, and ensures the immune response doesn't cause unnecessary harm. But wait, there's a twist. The immune symphony isn't always harmonious. Imagine the conductor losing control, causing the orchestra to play out of tune. Similarly, chronic exposure to heightened cortisol levels can dampen our immune function. It may render us more susceptible to infections and hinder the immune system's efficacy. Cortisol, thus, has a dual role. It can be a healer, taming inflammation, and a potential disruptor when levels remain elevated for too long. So cortisol is not just a stress manager, but also an essential guide for our immune orchestra. Ever considered how our body maintains blood pressure balance? It is a complex choreography, a dance if you will, and cortisol is a key player. This hormone, produced by our adrenal glands, aids in regulating our blood pressure by influencing the blood vessels and the kidneys. Imagine a dance floor, where cortisol sways fluid balance and electrolyte levels, maintaining an elegant rhythm. This dance helps manage blood pressure, ensuring that our body's systems function smoothly. But cortisol doesn't stop there. It also plays a role in retaining water, which can lead to an increase in blood volume. Just like a dance floor filling up, this causes blood pressure to rise. This response is critical for proper organ perfusion, ensuring that each organ receives the oxygen-rich blood it needs to perform its unique function. However, if cortisol levels remain elevated persistently, this dance can turn into a storm, contributing to hypertension and cardiovascular risks. In the dance of blood pressure management, cortisol is a key choreographer. Remember how you feel alert in the morning and sleepy at night? Cortisol plays a part in that too. This hormone, our body's own natural alarm clock, follows a rhythmic pattern, peaking in the early hours of the morning and gradually tapering off as the day progresses. This daily dance of cortisol is an integral part of our circadian rhythm, that internal biological clock that dictates our sleep-wake cycle. The sunrise in our bodies, that surge of energy we feel upon waking, is largely due to cortisol's morning peak. It's like a conductor cueing the orchestra to start the symphony of the day. As the day unfolds, the cortisol levels gradually decrease, as if the music is slowing down, preparing us for the quiet of the night. However, the influence of cortisol doesn't stop at regulating our sleep-wake cycle. This hormone also has a say in the symphony of our minds. It orchestrates cognitive processes and emotional regulation, modulating memory formation, attention, and decision-making. When the levels are just right, cortisol can enhance our alertness and focus, making us more tuned in to the world around us. It's like a maestro guiding the orchestra to a harmonious performance. But what happens when the maestro loses its rhythm? Chronic stress and sustained cortisol elevation can jumble up the cognitive symphony, leading to a discord in our mental processes. It's akin to an orchestra playing out of sync, resulting in cognition impairment and emotional turmoil, contributing to anxiety, depression, and memory difficulties. The rhythm of cortisol, therefore, matters. Just like a symphony, every note, every beat counts. The rise and fall of cortisol levels throughout the day, the balance between alertness and rest, cognition and emotion, all contribute to the harmony of our daily life. In the rhythm of our daily life, from waking up to winding down, cortisol is the beat we move to. To maintain this rhythm, it's essential we understand cortisol's role and strive to keep our stress levels in check. After all, a well-conducted symphony results in a beautiful performance, and our bodies deserve nothing less. So we've seen how vital cortisol is for our body. But what happens when this balance is disrupted? When the cortisol symphony is out of tune, it can lead to a cacophony of health issues. Picture this. The cortisol levels are akin to an orchestra, with each instrument playing a crucial role. If one instrument, in this case cortisol, is too loud or too quiet, it can throw off the whole performance. Excessive or prolonged cortisol elevation can be akin to a blaring trumpet, drowning out the rest of the orchestra. This can lead to chronic stress, which is like a discordant melody that the body struggles to harmonize with. Ongoing stress can impair our cognitive abilities, affecting memory formation, decision-making, and attention. It can also lead to emotional imbalances, contributing to anxiety and depression. The metabolic harmony can also be disrupted. Remember how cortisol helps regulate metabolism by managing carbohydrates, proteins, and fats? When cortisol levels are elevated, it can lead to metabolic imbalances, which may manifest as weight gain or insulin resistance. This is like a drummer losing the beat, causing the entire rhythm section to falter. So, how do we keep this cortisol symphony in balance? It's all about stress management. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and regular exercise can help maintain cortisol at optimal levels. They're like the conductor of the orchestra, guiding and ensuring each instrument is playing at the right volume and pace. Diet also plays a crucial role. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help maintain cortisol balance. It's like tuning the instruments before the performance, setting the stage for a harmonious symphony. And let's not forget about the importance of sleep. A good night's rest can help reset cortisol levels, much like a well-deserved break for the musicians between performances. As with any symphony, it's all about balance, and cortisol is no different.